super excited to be here with you. And CJ and I both had a hell of a day. So we're just going to bring the fun and bring the magic to you. We're so honored that you're here to join us to have this conscious wealth conversation. We're going to bring some magic to you tonight, some solid gold. So definitely grab a pen and paper if you don't have one, and take some notes. Take some inspiration with you. I want to point out that you should be celebrating yourself, because the fact that you said yes to showing up for you, to taking 1 hour for you to look at a possibility for the future, to expand your future, means that you laid a brick. You told the universe that you're ready for something different, that you're ready to step into possibility, take radical responsibility for creating your reality. And guess what? The universe always flippin' responds. So I'm celebrating you. Thank you for joining us. Okay, so let's get right into it here. I want to tell you, if we lived in a utopia, which we're actively creating here, by the way, I could take you by the damn hand, the beautiful hand, and I could just let you feel my energy around what we are sharing with you. I could just feed all of it into your beautiful soul, and you could have a taste of what we are experiencing in this community. But unfortunately, I can't do that. But I can weave some light around you and send you some love, right? So what we're going to do is we are going to explain to you, to the best of our ability, with our words, with our frequency, what we have chosen to do online to create conscious wealth. Mind you, this is a movie trailer. You cannot really experience a movie through the movie trailer, right? You have to go see the movie. So we're going to give you a little taste of what we are experiencing, of how we have tapped into our dreams. That's what we've done. We've created a business, a funness with our best friends, literally with our best friends. And then it's up to you to feel your way through this movie trailer. It's all about a feeling, and then to decide if taking the next step is a yes, a no, or a not yet. But guess what? Either freaking way, we love you. Either freaking way, we are here to play full out, and we are happy that you are here to join us. And we know that this content will serve you on some level. So before we dive in, I want you to close your eyes and I want you to think about something. If you were in the same place, moving in the same direction with the same trajectory that you are right now in 1 year, would you be satisfied? Would that light you up? Why am I asking this question? What I have been able to create in this space over the past 3 years is 3 different types of businesses that have allowed me to step out of the 9-to-5, homeschool 3 kids through COVID, and change every single relationship, every part of my life. This space permeates every single part of your life. And so what I was able to do is take this structure that we are going to share with you tonight and leave a successful career as an RN within 8 months. I was able to build this within the pockets of my time. And that's the beauty of this space, is that you don't have to leap off the cliff. You can continue to do what you do now, that maybe is the 9-to-5, and build what we are showing you in the pockets of your time. But you have to be willing to take radical responsibility for creating your reality. And you have to be willing to shed your limiting beliefs. And that's what we're going to show to you. And so what we're going to be sharing with you tonight are the 3 elements of creating conscious wealth online. And these are not just things that I pulled out of my booty. That's inappropriate. These are proven strategies and methods that 6- and 7-figure earners have taken us by the hand and showed us how to do. And so what are those 3 elements? The 3 elements are a social media skill set, which includes a personal brand, which you already have, whether you know it or not. It includes a conscious high ticket offer that will blow your mind. That is something that we all have to have every single day to live. And it includes automation. And this is how we tap into freedom. This is how we take our kids to the splash pad or go to the beach and still be able to do what we need to do to live our soul mission and to call in abundance for our families. So before I pass it over to the amazing CJ, and I didn't even introduce myself. I'm Monica, by the way. Shit, I'm Monica. I'm coming to you from Indianapolis, Indiana, in the good old US of A. And I think CJ's in Wisconsin. Are you in Wisconsin?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so before I hand it over to CJ to talk about our first element, I want to tell you a little bit about my story. So I have always been a free spirit. Like I was always that person who was pushing the limits in my family. I was always resisting the structure of anything, but I always did it in a super bubbly way. And I always did it with a sense of humor, but I was always pushing the limits. Because I'm a free spirit, nothing ever really made sense to me. I didn't get why we had to go to a building for 8 hours a day to go to school. I sure in the hell didn't want a 9-to-5 job sitting at a desk behind a computer. And so I was always resisting, always looking for another way. I was an entrepreneur at heart. Like I always wanted to have my own thing, but I was such a creative and I was so like soulful and I wanted to use my soul gifts, but I could never put it into a structure, right? And I never really had a tribe to help me, right? And we are the company we keep. And so growing up, I'm just going to tell you a hodgepodge of what I did because it really shows the essence of Monica, which is like a little bit of everything. So I graduated from a Catholic high school with straight A's. I went to college and dropped out after 2 years because I got bored. And guess what? I moved to LA because I wanted to be a singer and an actor. And I was doing great, but it wasn't for me. I came home. I went back to school. I studied in Poland twice. I got my first degree in communication studies. Then I didn't want to sit in an office, so I became a massage therapist and an esthetician, which is a skincare specialist. And then I found a chaotic relationship to create with someone. I had children, kept having children. And then toward the end of my marriage, I was like, I need a backup plan here. Like I need a way to create massive income so that I can take care of my children because I intuitively knew it wasn't going to maintain. Some things had to give because I was getting sick. I was not feeling good. I had lost my fire. So I became a nurse at the age of 33. I remember drinking a glass of wine with my girlfriends one night and I'd been feeling the call and I was like, I looked at them and I said, I'm going to be a nurse. And they were like, what? I was like, yeah, I'm going to be a nurse. And so I got accepted in one of the top nursing programs, like actually the top in the Midwest, I think, IU. And I was 33. I got accepted to nursing school the day before I had my second child, and I graduated 3 weeks after my third child. Okay, so this is just me. This is just like how I do things, right? Okay, so I had this like little kind of nest egg is what I'm going to call it. This was my insurance that I was going to be able to take care of my kids. Okay, so 4 years later, I got divorced and I started grinding at the hospital. And I was like, I've lost time with my kids. I'm giving my soul away with every narcotic medication that I feed to patients. I'm not doing what I came to do because I came to hang out with my patients and I don't get to see any of them. I take my work home with me and I'm a total bitch to my kids because I'm so drained and go to the morgue one too many times a day, or maybe a couple too many times. I'm just being real with you here, right? And I knew I had to do something different because I was broken. Like it was soul sucking, right? And then COVID hit. That was the fire that was lit under my ass. And this is when I really started like asking the divine, please show me a way. And that's when this gig showed up. This gig that we're about to tell you about, and the way it showed up for me was not because someone was trying to sell me, was not because someone was spamming me. It was because someone was showing up in their authenticity and sharing their dream, their vision, their soul growth with the world. It gets to be that simple. And again, we can't explain it all in this 1 hour, but we can give you a taste of it. So hang in there with us. CJ is going to tell us about the first element, which is a social media skill set. Again, personal branding, you already have one. And then she's going to explain to us what the online academy is that teaches us all of these elements step by step. Okay, CJ,
right.
Take it home, babe.
Woohoo! All right, so I'm CJ, and I am totally opposite of Monica. I was a rule follower. I was like, play by the rules, be the good girl, do all the things, get the pat on the head, get the good grades, win the contest, do everything to gain acceptance and gain approval, because I had a really shitty home life going on, and school was my escape. School was my way of having people tell me that I was okay, that I was going to be okay, because what was going on, I was home. At home was not okay. So I went to school, I did all the things. I tried everything in school to get accommodation and get approval and get validation that I was a good person, that I was a good girl. So I followed the rules. I never skipped school. I never went to parties. I never smoked pot. I never did any of the things that all my friends were doing. And I'm just telling you, it didn't get me anywhere. It got me, the regret of not living a life. And I feel like this space is actually giving me the permission to live the life that I've never had. But anyway, so I went to school, I dated the only guy that I ever dated in high school. We got married. I went to college. I got the good grades. We had 2.5 kids, got the white picket fence, did all the things. And I was fucking totally miserable. And I was like, okay, I'm following all the rules. I'm doing all the things. I did everything that everybody told me. I jumped through all the hoops, and I'm still miserable. Horribly miserable and alone. And, I was working 2 jobs while I went to school. I had my first daughter on spring break of my senior year. I graduated 3 weeks after I had her. I went on to have another kid. And then I went and got a job, because it's like, you have to have a job. So I really just wanted to stay home with my kids, but my then husband said, nope, you have to have a job, and told me what kind of job I could have. And so I went from a home life of having somebody tell me what to do and all the things that had to be done and all the rules, to a job where somebody else was telling me all the rules and all the things I had to do. And, again, I wanted the accolades that I was doing a good job. So I busted my butt and I did all the things, and I got the reward of every night, every weekend, every holiday. And I was like, there's got to be more to life than this. I'm totally miserable. So I decided I was going to break the odds. I was going to have my own business, because I thought I no longer want to listen to somebody else tell me what to do. I want to be able to make my own decisions and do the things. And I thought, if I break free and I, have this cafe, I will be my own boss. And yeah, I was my own boss. I was my own everything. I was the cooker, the cleaner, the grocery getter, the everything. I did everything. And I literally worked myself into almost death, because I was so exhausted. I would go there and I would put on this happy face, and I would be, talking to the customers, and I would be everything's all great and fine. And I would literally go home. I'd be there from 4:30 a.m. and I would go home at like 12:30, 1:30 a.m., fall asleep in my clothes on my couch, to be able to get up 3 hours later and do the same thing all over again. And going back to the company you keep, it hit me when you were talking about, I would sit there with my customers and I would be like happy and talking to them, but I would in the same time be complaining about how much work it was and how much I wasn't getting ahead. And, I wanted things to happen and things were not happening. And it's because it hit me that I was telling the story over and over again, and I was getting the story that I was telling myself. So then, I was in my head, I was like, I'd already cut ties with the cafe in my head, but my heart wasn't there, because I was like, I don't want to be a failure. Don't want to admit that, I don't want to do this anymore. And then pandemic, it was like, silver lining, pandemic came in, and it's like, okay, you no longer can have a cafe. And I was like, that's great. Now I can rest. I get rest time. But then I was like, holy shit. But now I have no income. Every single dime that I had was tied into that space. And so In the meantime, I was trying to put myself back together, and I too was scrolling through Facebook, and I was like, there's got to be something. There's got to be something I can do. I don't want to go back to work for someone else. That would be admitting failure. So I was scrolling through Facebook, and again, I saw this woman who was like totally lit up, and she did it before and after, and she was like totally like laying on her couch and, you know, drool and shit coming out of her side of her face. And I was like, oh. And then I saw her post, and I was like, I want what she's got. I don't know what she's got, but there's some energy about her. There's some light in her eyes. And you could just tell that the aura around her was something amazing. I was like, I want that. And that's how I came into this online space. And so the first element is going to be personal branding. And when I came in, I was like, I'm a failure at marriage. I'm a failure at my cafe. I'm a mom of 7. The only thing I know is raising kids. I have nothing to talk about. No one's going to want to hear anything I have to say. I don't have a personal brand. And every single skill that this academy has taught me is that, like Monica said, we all have a personal brand. Every time you show up on Facebook and you post a picture of what you've made for dinner, or you post you at the park with your kids, or some vacation that you went on, or you just out living your life, that's your personal brand. I think a lot of times people make it difficult and think that they can't do this because they don't have the skills. They don't know what to talk about. They don't know what to say. They don't know if they can do Facebook lives or, you know, webinars like this. People get it in their head that they can't do it. And the beauty of the academy that we have is that we teach that. I didn't know how to do this. I didn't know any of this kind of thing. And the academy told me step by step, here's what you need to do. Here's how you build your brand. And so building your brand is a skill set that I just want to say that no matter what goes on in circumstances, no matter what happens, no matter who is the president of the United States, no matter what happens to the economy, no one can take that skill set away from you. No one can say, oh, sorry, you can't show up online and be yourself. And I think the beauty for me, that's what I love most about this space, is never again will anybody ever tell me how I can build my business, how I can build my brand, when I can be open, how I can serve. I get to do that, and I get to do that because the space is a beautiful space in which to do that. So the social skill set, it's a learned skill, you know, and once you have it, nobody can take it away. And so I just want to touch a little bit on the Freedom Air Academy, which is the platform that is the educational platform that tells us all the tools. It gives us everything you need to do to build your brand and build and scale a business. You know, if you have a business that you're already doing, you can use the tools within here to scale that business. If you don't have something, you can use this space to align with the high ticket offer that Monica is going to tell you about next. So again, the Academy is just this amazing educational platform that is, I think about the old time MasterCard commercial where it tells you this thing, and then MasterCard, priceless. And that's what I think about the Academy. The Academy is priceless for the amount of investment that we put into the Academy. For the ROI that we get out of it is just freaking amazing. There are hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of courses and tools. We don't have to do anything. We don't have to figure out anything. We don't have to reinvent the wheel. We don't have to get ready. Everything's already done for us. And we literally just need to plug in, be ourselves, and we get to use all the tools within the platform to build and grow a business. And to me, that's just phenomenal. So, did I miss anything?
Let's talk about some specific components in the Freedom Era. Like for me, one of my favorite courses, right? Because we've got courses, masterminds. One of my favorite courses is the money mindset course. It's the first course I did when I went into the academy, and it's what allowed me to shift my story around money. Yeah. It is the, what do you call it? The energetic aspect of the academy, right? So we've got courses on embodiment, leadership, money. So it's the strategy, which are the Facebook ads training, all of the funnels. And you don't have to know what a funnel is. I didn't know what the hell a funnel was when I started, but you may know a little bit about it by the end here. Funnels, graphics, literally everything you need to promote your business is in the academy. High level trainers, like the people in the academy. Have you heard of Melanie Ann Layer, Preston Smiles, Ben Simpkins? To have even to go into a group setting with these high level leaders is going to cost you over $1,000. And these amazing heart-centered individuals come in and lead master classes, 3 per month minimum. And then you have access to all of these courses, including a course that takes you step by step. Literally, you watch a video and you apply to build your business. You watch a video and you go apply. You watch a video and you go apply. It's a plug and play system. It's a plug and play system. And we're going to tell you how you can explore the academy with a money back guarantee here toward the end. So, okay, did that trigger anything in you, CJ, that you want to share specifically about the academy?
I just think that, you know, sometimes people get tripped up, and when you start to build a business and you get overwhelmed and you're like, oh my God, I have all these things. And I think the thing that sticks out for me the most is the 30-day launch your business. So when you launch in and you're like, okay, here's what you need to do in week 1. And like you said, you know, a lot of times people go to master classes and they're like, oh, that's great. And they write down all this information, but they never implement anything. And the beauty of this is you learn the stuff and then you apply it right away, you implement it right away. And there's no second guessing, no like, oh my God, am I doing it right? Because if you follow the blueprint that's in front of you that people have already done and are being super successful, there's no way to not win.
Yeah. Proven success over and over again, and always upgrading, always looking for a better way constantly. Okay. So now this is going to take us into the conscious high ticket offer. And okay, so we've got the social media skill set, personal branding, all taught to you in the Freedom Era. And now we've got the conscious high ticket offer, which again, you learn about in the Freedom Era. So what is this high ticket offer? Now, before I tell you specifically what the high ticket offer is, I want to just tell you that it's something that you have to have every day that you cannot live without. What could that possibly be? Okay, I want to ask you some questions. Are you a holistic person? Tell me in the chat. Yes or no? We are, based on the law of attraction, we are calling in holistic beings into this space, right? We are calling in people who care about their mind, body, and soul. So the academy teaches you the mind and soul work. And then the conscious high ticket offer supports the body. Okay. I'm going somewhere with this. Hang with me. My next question is, do you eat organic foods? Give me a yes or no in the comments. Do you eat organic foods? Maybe not all the time, but if you had the option to eat organic foods all the time, would you eat organic foods? Okay. I have another question for you. Do you take supplements? Whether it's turmeric or some sort of herbal tea, do you partake in some sort of supplement? Okay, now my next question is, can you tell me how long you can go without food before you die? Can someone tell me in the comments? I swear I'm going somewhere with this. Isn't this fun? This is like trivia hour. Okay, well, if you didn't know, about 8 to 21 days, right? It's going to be different for everyone. Okay, about 8 to 21 days, and then you're probably going to die without food. Okay, now, next question is, can you tell me how long you can go without water before you die?
Probably a couple days.
Anyone? Tell me in the comments. Do you know, CJ?
I'm going to say a couple days, like 72
You got
hours.
it. You got it. You hit the nail on the head. So you can go about 3 days before you die without water. Now, there are some very, if you're a yogi, you can probably go longer because you've trained in some way around this, right? Fasting and all that jazz. But the typical person is going to die after 3 days of not drinking water. Why is that? That's because our bodies are 70% plus water. Okay, now, that being said, scientific studies show that if you take a human body and you give it high quality hydration, you're going to reduce any disease in the body. I don't care what it is. It could be high blood pressure, chronic heart disease, diabetes, reflux, tooth decay, anxiety, IBS. You throw some high quality hydration at that body, and it's going to decrease the amount of disease in the body. Are you drinking tap water? Who drinks tap water? Are you drinking bottled water? Like, where are you sourcing your water? And I ask you this question because we are so obsessed with our workout routines, our organic foods, and our supplements, but nobody seems to really give two F's about their water. Why is that? Do you think that's part of the brainwashing of the Matrix? Because I do. Because we're not thinking about that. And we should be thinking about that, because if you're going to change one thing about your life, it should be the type of water that you're drinking. Most people are drinking bottled fucking tap water. I just had to drop an F-bomb there. Okay, like, we've been duped, y'all. Not only are we drinking bottled water that's been sitting an average of 2 years in a hot factory after manufacturing before it even hits the shelf, all of those plastic chemicals leaching into the water, but it's full of, let's see, I pulled a number. In 2019, the EPA said that there are 320 toxic chemicals in our water. So not only are we drinking plastic that is leached into the water, but we're drinking it from a tap. And you think that you shouldn't just go grab a glass of water from your tap, right? You really would be doing yourself a favor, as sad as that is, to just let the bottled water go. Over a year, we average about the size of a credit card in ingesting plastic. So that's about how much plastic you take into your body annually. You know, they're finding microplastics in placentas and in newborn babies. I mean, this is a real problem. By 2050, there's going to be more plastic water bottles in the ocean than there are fish in the sea. I mean, we are really jacking up the planet by drinking bottled water. But are you doing it? Because most people are still doing it. Are you drinking alkaline water? Do you think you're doing yourself a favor drinking alkaline water? Guess what? Alkaline water in a bottle is made alkaline through a chemical process, which means it's shit. It doesn't really do anything for your body. Okay. What that means is that you're drinking something that is full of chemicals, plastic, and then your body is actually processing it as acidic. It's not alkaline. You're not doing your body any favors at all by drinking bottled alkaline water, like, at all. The studies are there. Okay. So then what do? Well, this leads me to the advent of the product that we are promoting without promoting it, without selling it, which again, may not make sense, but hang with us. The Academy will teach you how we do this, because you don't even have to do this part. You don't even have to do webinars. We do this because we're crazy, we're wild and crazy, and we want to, and we get to do what we love. So we get to pick this, you get to pick something else, right? Okay, I digress. So I want to tell you a story. Okay, I want to tell you a story about the advent of this product. Over 50 years ago, a group of Japanese scientists were researching the healthiest populations of the world, and they lived in what are known as blue zones. Okay, these blue zones are where the healthiest people who live the longest, highest quality lives lived. And they wanted to know, what is the common denominator? Well, guess what it was? Naturally occurring alkalized water. Alkalized water from a natural source. Okay, that was the common denominator. So these scientists said, how can we get this water to as many people as possible? Because guess what? If you go to Lourdes, France, I know about that one because I grew up Catholic. Lourdes, France, you know, where Mary appeared, that's one of the blue zone areas. Okay, that's naturally occurring alkalized water. If you take that water and put it in a bottle and ship it across the world, again, you're not doing any favors. Like, we need something at the source to create this alkalized water. And so they created a machine. This water is called Kangen water. Kangen water. And the company is called Enagic. This is electrolyzed reduced water. That is the search term that you want to look up to research the water on PubMed or Google Scholar. Just write it down. PubMed or Google Scholar, electrolyzed reduced water. That's what you want to search for. Quality information about this water, because if you go searching on Google, you're going to get what you're looking for based on a sales algorithm. You want scientific studies. Now, to further impress upon you the liquid gold that this water is, these water machines are used in Japanese hospitals. Okay. These are medical grade machines that nurses like myself, instead of flipping narcotics to everyone, they're actually using this water to like hyperhydrate the body. Okay. So for instance, before childbirth, you want, normal mom, right? We're not taking in high blood pressure or preeclampsia. We're not going there. What we're doing is we're saying natural state mom needs hydration, lots of hydration, right? Good quality hydration, because she loses a lot of blood. So they're hydrating moms. And then guess what? They're taking this other form of water, acidic water that the machine creates, and they're helping to heal mom's wounds with this. They're helping to heal burn victims. They're doing all sorts of things with this machine, and you have access to it. Guess what percentage of the population knows about this machine? 1%. We're at the front end of this high quality, amazing, high integrity business. Okay, so this water machine creates 2 types of waters, and there's a range of them in between too. We're going to focus on the 2 because you can learn more taking the next steps. The acidic water, so you got acidic water and alkalized water. The acidic water is what you're going to take and clean wounds and get rid of all cleaning products in your home, from bleach to laundry detergent, facial toner. You're literally eliminating all cleaning products, which means guess what? You're getting rid of all plastics. So you're helping the planet too, right? Okay, now the alkalized water is what you're going to ingest, right? You're ingesting the alkalized water. And then we even have like super alkalized water, which is what you're going to take your stains out and clean your vegetables and stuff with. Now, what happens, and we can't say heal, we are not pharmacists. We cannot claim any healing on this webinar. Okay. So what I'm going to say to you, I'm going to tell you my specific results with the alkalized water that just happened to occur when my family started drinking this water. My son had chronic tooth decay. He has no more tooth decay. I told CJ a few weeks ago, he's on the no cavity board, and I was like doing the happy dance. Okay. My daughter had a hole in her diaphragm when she was born. So her anatomy is compromised. She's 15 and she's had reflux all her life. She doesn't have reflux anymore. My other daughter, who's 11, had anxiety. She had severe anxiety, and I was giving her CBD oil. She doesn't take CBD oil anymore. She really was dehydrated, and that's where her anxiety was coming from. Did you know 98% of the population is dehydrated? 98%. Crazy. I mean, I really can't express to you, this is me with my nurse hat on. We're not dehydrated, or we're not sick. We are dehydrated. We're not sick. We're dehydrated. We need high quality hydration. We are urinating out the water because our body recognize it. So you drink a cup of water, you get that really full filling in your belly, and then you excrete it because your body says, what the hell is this? My cells don't recognize this. Okay. And then you end up out of homeostasis. This alkalized water brings your body into homeostasis, balances your body, and then your body can function. Your cells are nourished. You can heal. I can't say that. I'm sorry. You can improve your world. Okay. Okay. Now, the next thing I want to talk to you about is the compensation plan and the return on investment. Okay. Now, I'm not going to go super deep in the compensation plan because I don't want to confuse you, because it confused the shit out of me. You don't have to understand this fully right now. Again, you go into the Freedom Era and it teaches you about it. Okay. What is your return on investment? Okay. First of all, I want to tell you that if you choose to come into this business with the business package, which is how I came in and which is how CJ came in, and hypothetically, you chose to grow this business as slow as possible. I'm telling you this because I'm trying to prove a point, like as slow as possible. You grew it as slow as you could. You didn't activate your team. So you must be a really stubborn person, right? A stubborn turtle. You didn't activate your team and you sold one thing at a time. You could pay off your initial investment in less than 15 sales. Okay. That's huge. Less than 15 team sales. Okay. Now, your return on investment is your health. What if that was enough? Couldn't that be? What if that's all you got out of this is your health? For me, that was enough. Me and my family, we needed a quality water supply. Your home, you're turning your home into a non-toxic sanctuary and saving thousands and thousands of dollars on not buying water bottles or any sort of chemicals. Okay. You are protecting your body from the chemical bullshit that the matrix has to offer us. Okay. You're healing the planet. Can I say that? I can say healing the planet, damn it. Okay. We're healing the planet. How? Well, I don't know. You're not getting like a monthly auto ship, right? You look at like low ticket versus a high ticket where you're getting all of this product shipped to you every single month in order to maintain your rank and all this jazz. So you're taking in all of these plastics and wrappings and contributing to like hyper consumerism of the world. You're not doing that with this machine. And you're tapping into a business model that is of high integrity, has a proven system and strategy, and has created more female millionaires than any business of its kind. More female millionaires than any business of its kind. You can will this business to your children. There's no overhead. Like CJ was talking about, she wore all the hats, right? She was the cook, she was the accountant, she was the server, she did everything. In this business, all you have to do is show up authentically, and we can show you how to do it. You don't have to pay for advertising. You can if you want, but there's no need for it. We've grown our business completely organically. You don't have to pay employees. You don't have to pay for a building. You don't have to keep anything in stock. There is so much here for us. It is absolutely mind-blowing. This company has been around for almost 50 years. They're not going anywhere. They've been through recessions. During COVID, our profits rose 17%. We expanded by 17%. How many other businesses can tell you that they expanded during COVID? That's because we have a solution that people are looking for. People want to tap out of the good old boy system. And that's exactly what we had done here. We've tapped out of the freaking matrix. Okay, I don't want to forget anything because this is all very important. Okay, this compensation plan is patented. There's nothing out there that exists like it. And it's patented for a reason, because it is I can't talk. It is genius. Okay. Now, the other thing I wanted to say is there are no quotas in this business. You don't have to maintain your rank. Now, many people would consider this a network marketing business, and I'm cool with that. I like the term network marketing. Most network marketing businesses, you have to maintain a quota. You have to meet your goal every single month, and you don't just keep your rank. You have to maintain that rank every single month. It's not like this. You can go take a vacation or go take care of a family member if they get sick, heaven forbid, and you come back to the same spot. Now, we just had a lovely soul sister, Brooke March, take 10 months off the business, and she was still making income. 10 months. And she came back to her rank and is soaring again. So there's so much possibility here. Now, the other thing I want to say is it's not a pyramid. Now, let me tell you why it's not a pyramid, because people like to talk about pyramid schemes, and I get it. You know, I've done network marketing businesses where I definitely felt like people were building their business on my back, and there were a few people at the top making lots of money, and then tons of people at the bottom not making anything. It's not a pyramid because you can surpass your sponsor, and many people have done it. You can surpass your sponsor. There was something else I wanted to say around that. Oh, and you don't make commission off of the people who come in after you. You don't make commissions off them the entire life of the business. The commission goes away. Okay, eventually the commission goes away. And they do that because they don't want us to build our business on the backs of other people. They have other systems and structures that exist in order to help us want to keep going and to encourage us to want to keep going and building. I'm going to get to that. Okay, now let's talk a little bit about the rankings in the business that you never derank. You never derank. Okay, so we have ranks in this business called 1A to 6A. That doesn't have to mean anything to you right now. I'm telling you this because I want you to see the simplicity of how quickly you can move in this business. Your first goal in this business is to hit 4A. 4A is 21 group sales. Group sales. It's not just you. It's all the team that you bring on. It's 21 group sales. Why is 4A important? 4A is important because 95% of the beautiful souls that come in and hit 4A go on to hit 6A. 6A is a beautiful benchmark, because once you hit 6A and take a couple of people with you, that is when you tap into legacy income. What is legacy income? The lowest amount of legacy income is $5,000 a month for the rest of your life. And guess what? You get to will it to your children. And 5,000 is not the cap. It goes up and up and up and up. I think so far, maybe our highest rank is like $80,000 a month or something magnificent. There's no cap. As you keep growing, that amount keeps growing with you. And again, this is a legacy. You can will it to your children. I'm gonna say that one more time. You can will it to your children. I want to tell you a couple of specific examples. So Brooke March, there's an interview and some beautiful posts by her in this group. If you want to search her, search in the address bar at the top with the magnifying glass, Brooke W. March. She is just about to hit legacy income. And guess what? She's the one who took 10 months off. So her business has grown and is about to hit legacy income very soon. She's amazing. The other example I want to tell you about is Christy X. Ord. Again, you can search the group, Christy X. Ord. There's an interview by her. She was living in a car at one point. She's been in the business for 5 years. Her and her husband, you can own up to 5 businesses. Now, I've said this wrong before. I thought it was 3. See, you don't have to know everything to still get paid in the business. You can actually own up to 5 businesses. Okay. Christy and her husband, Clint, they both own 3 each. 4 of those businesses have hit legacy income. And so 5, 10, they're making over $20,000 monthly. And that's just for being devoted to the business, being committed to the business and staying for the long haul. That's not commissions. Commissions are completely separate from that. So they're making bank. Okay. And it's one thing to make bank, but it's a whole nother thing to make bank in alignment, to not compromise your soul values, because I could have made bank as a nurse practitioner. I could have done that. I could have had my own practice, but it would not have been in alignment with my soul. I would have been doing the grind. I would have been in the matrix. And I say no thank you to that. Okay. I believe I covered all of my points. Now, I'm going to pass it over to CJ. So let me just reframe here. Let's reset and make sure you're still on board. So we have talked about a social media skill set. So you are tapping into the academy, which we're going to tell you about, to learn how to build a personal brand and a social media skill set, not just strategically, but also energetically. We're activating the law of attraction to call in a holistic being. By nature, this holistic soul is going to be interested in the water. Again, the academy teaches you about the water. Now, how do we tap into the freedom? We tap into the freedom through the automation that CJ is going to share with you. So the automation is that missing link that so many online businesses, it's the missing link. You know, it's when people set up an online business, but they're grinding, they're setting up funnels, they're paying for funnels, they're doing all of their own graphics, they're connected to their phone, 24/7. They are grinding because they don't have the automation. So CJ is going to share with us, what is the automation?
All right. So automation, for me, it's really about when people decide they want to be an entrepreneur. Most people want the time freedom, but most people are really not experiencing the time freedom. Those people are in the hustle and grind mode, and they, think that they have to do all the things themselves, And for me, when I first started, I was like, okay, but I don't know how to do a funnel. I don't know how to do a landing page. I don't know how to do an email campaign. I don't know, all the things. And the Freedom Era has all that built for us. And what I really love about the Freedom Era is that they continue to roll out things and make things better. And I'm sitting here in my awe of the Freedom Arrow Academy because of all the stuff that they already have in there. And just when I think it can't get any better, boom, they roll out something else that makes my life so much easier. I have never been on a vacation in my life. And a couple weeks ago went on a vacation and went to the beach. And when I got home, I had a check waiting in my mailbox. And that's because of automation. Because basically, the Freedom Arrow Academy, what we talked about, the first step, the first element is the personal brand. You do that. You literally get to show up every single day on social media and be yourself. You get to stand in your truth. You get to speak your value, tell your integrity, and do all these things and just show up. And people come to you through the law of attraction and attraction marketing because they like what you're saying. They like your personality. For my people, they like it when I drop the F-bomb. And I own my shit. That's part of my brand. And people come to me through that. And basically through automation, you have a link that's already coded to you. So you send the person through the link, they go into the academy and they go through the landing page and they go through what we call the discovery process and DBS call, which I'll explain later for your next steps. And then they get to go into the academy and look through everything. And what I love about the academy and the automation is I don't know what a funnel is. I mean, I do know what a funnel is. It's a plastic thing in my kitchen that I pour eggs through. But anyways, I digress. I don't need to know all that stuff. And, a lot of people, when they want to get into the online space, they go through this thing where they have to learn everything and they have to figure everything out and they get ready to get ready and they get ready to get ready and they attend all these master classes and get all this information, trying to figure out what's going to work. The strategy, the blueprint, everything is in here. And I like to call this like a business in a box. And I know that sounds cheesy, but you jump into the box and everything's in there. You don't have to figure anything out. You just literally get to plug in and you get to play. That's what it is. You plug into the system and everything's done for you. So somebody comes to your page because you're putting your face out there and you're telling your story and you're sharing your life, and people come to you and you literally get to put them through a process that everything's done for you. They go through this process. They have a sales team. Let me say that one more time. They have a sales team. I've never, ever once spoken about the product. I have come from a background of selling herbal supplements, and it was, you were out there and you're pushing your product. And this is nothing about doing that. You have a sales team in the background that closes the sales for you. I am so close to 4A, and I've never once did a sales call. I have a team of people who are people just like Monica and I, people who are invested in this business, people who are highly skilled and highly trained in all the ins and outs of the business that can answer all the questions when you come in. So I don't have to do that. I literally just get to do the inner work. I get to work on myself every single day. Where else can you have a job where your work is working on your inner work and working on your soul and working on your heart and being aligned with what feels good? Nowhere that I've ever been can you do that. So automation does everything for you in the background. Okay, so we have the landing page. You have links in the background when like we promote webinars. When we do this, we promote a webinar. Everything is coded and linked to us. So you hand that webinar out to somebody, they come through and it's automatically linked to you. And that's done through automation. The sales calls, they're done for you. And it's nice to wake up and get an email saying, hey, you have a new TFE member. Congratulations. And it's like, I didn't do anything. I literally just showed up today and I have a sale in my inbox. So the other thing that, email campaigns, when you send out a link, the TFE lovingly drops tidbits of information periodically on people. Hey, remember that you went in here and you saw this, or hey, we have this training coming up. I don't have to worry about all that. I don't have to set my schedule up to be like, oh God, I have to email every single person on my list, every 5 days or whatever. It's all done for us in the background. And what I love about automation is coming from a place with the cafe where I had to do everything. I had zero time. My time was spent sleeping. My 2 to 3 hours a day that I had that was free time was spent sleeping. And people, ask me, they're like, well, aren't you on Facebook all day long? I'm like, no, I literally am on Facebook maybe 2 hours tops a day. That's it. I don't have to be on here 24/7. There are strategies and, things in place so that we can build our business and then we get to go live life. That's what automation allows for us to do. Everything is done for you. It's in the systems are all built for you. Everything is done in the background. So like Monica said, you can go on vacation, you can go take care of a loved one, you can go away, you know, for a wedding, whatever, and everything's working in the background for you. And it's just, I think that for me, automation is one of those things where it's kind of like a set it and forget it. And what I love about that is that you don't have to worry about hustling and grinding. You don't have to worry about making 25 to-do lists because I'm a list girl. I don't have to do that because everything's done for me. I don't have to check, you know, cross off my list because everything's working in the background for me as long as I'm doing my part, and my part is the 80% of the inner work. So that's what automation means to me. I feel like I've sidetracked a little bit there. Did I forget anything?
No, you're perfect. I really just want to hammer home the cost, you know,
Okay.
as far as does anybody know how much it costs to create a funnel and maintain a funnel? I mean, it's thousands and thousands of dollars, and there's no guarantee that that funnel is actually going to work for you. I mean, there are so many people who pay thousands of dollars for someone to set up a funnel for them and it doesn't convert. So the freedom era is always running the numbers. Like, how well is this particular funnel working for us? Okay. How can we make it better? You don't have to do that. You don't have to run the numbers and get an understanding of how well the automation is working. They watch, they have the numbers, and they do the improvements, which costs money, right? Okay. No, that's perfect. Thank you.
Okay. I just wanted to say too, with automation, part of that automation is also mentorship. And I wanted to just lead into a little bit of that because
Perfect.
you go into the freedom era and you have the ability to build this business and build this brand. And for me, it was, I don't know all the things. So I needed the blueprint in front of me. I'm a visual learner. I need to lead, learn by example, like on the job training. And that's what mentorship is. And we have a mentorship that's coming up. I don't know the exact dates, but it's literally, 6 and 7 figure income earners that are taking us by the hand and going, okay, CJ, here's your next step. Here's exactly what you need to do to build your brand. These are the steps you need to take. They're not telling you how to do it, how to be who you are. You get to do that part yourself. You get to be authentically you and show up as you, but they have the process and they have the strategy and the blueprint for you. And it's literally step by step. Here's exactly what you need to do. 30 days to build your business. Where else can you go and build a business and be in the making of money within that little bit of time frame? Most brick and mortar, most small startup businesses aren't even seeing profit inside of mostly 3 years. And a lot of them fail before that time. This is a no-brainer. It's, you get to go in, you're step by step how to do it. And as long as you're showing up and you're doing the deal, it's a win-win.
Oh, absolutely. So I came in on a mentorship. Did you come in on a mentorship, CJ?
I did.
Okay. So I also want to speak to this concept of you are the company you keep. So what I've learned is that if you take the 5 closest people in your life and you add up their incomes and you get the average, you probably make about the same. Okay. And so this was part of the problem that I experienced throughout my entire life. Yeah, I wasn't keeping the right company. I was keeping the company of those who were stuck and running the hamster wheel over and over and over again. And so I cannot impress upon you the importance of mentorship and really tapping into a group of people who are where you want to be, who are where you are going. Do not look at the people who are not where you want to be, because they're probably criticizing you, questioning you, and wondering what the hell you're doing. They're questioning you, right? Don't look back. Don't look at those people. Look at the people that are showing you the blueprint for where you need to go. And so when I came into this business 2 years ago, I came into a mentorship. I came in at the right time. And now these mentorships are run about 3 times a year. We don't do them all the time, and they're always capped. We're not sure what it's going to be capped at, maybe 30-ish. So I want to impress upon you the importance of, if you feel the call, because remember, this is about a feeling. This is not all about numbers and logic and knowing every single piece of this business. This is about a feeling. If it feels right to you, come in. I'm going to tell you the next step. Check it out and dive into the mentorship, because there is nothing more exciting than being taken by the hand of a 6 and 7 figure earner and being shown, supported on exactly how to do this business. And so you're going to have multiple layers of support. The first layer of support with this mentorship is you have a course that's called 30-Day Launch Your Business. Again, it's going to tell you step by step what to do. The next layer is you're going to be added to a Facebook group, and you're going to be surrounded by people who are doing the journey too. Collective energy. You're going to be co-creating. That was one of the most exciting pieces of it, was the people that were surrounding me that had the same goal in mind, that were fresh and new and excited. It's like we're reselling the dream to each other over and over and over again, right? This is how we grow. This is how we stay excited, tapping into that energy. And then the third layer is weekly calls. You will get weekly calls. You get access to me. That might be exciting. I don't know. And CJ. And we're all at a different level. I'm almost 5A. CJ's almost 4A. Kristen's 6A. Remember the levels 1A to 6A? Like, we represent so many different levels, such a diversity, and you get access to us. We can show you and encourage you, and we can put your ass in the hot seat too. You want to be held accountable? We'll put you in the hot seat. And so this 30-day mentorship is golden. It is everything. So August is the month. Get in as soon as possible. Now, what are the next steps? The next steps are, you're going to post in the comments, you're going to tag the person that invited you here, and you're going to say, send me the link. So-and-so, send me the link. And then you're even going to reach out to them in Messenger, because I know you're excited as hell. And you're going to say, I want the link. Okay. And then they're going to send you the link to the Academy, the Freedom Era, that has all of the information. And the price is $22. $22. That's it. And you even have a 14-day money back guarantee. So it's really free. So like, what the hell do you have to lose? You're going to go in, you're going to click the link, you're going to pay $22. You're going to have 14 days to explore. And if it resonates, you get to stay and play and grow and step into legacy income and be the one that your bloodline has been waiting for. I got one of my friends sent me a shirt that said, you are the one your bloodline has been waiting for. Like, are you the one to change the legacy of your family? Are you that one? Because I am. CJ, are you?
Absolutely.
Okay, now I think I just stole your part, by the way. Oops. Okay, so I told you the next steps. Now, CJ is going to tell you about a perk. There is a perk if you go in the next 48 hours. The next 48 hours. Why? Because the universe loves speed.
Absolutely. So if you go in the next 48 hours, we are going to send you a recorded call of a generational wealth building call with the top 3 people in this space. It's Balazs Cardos, Christy and Clint, who are husband and wife that Monica spoke about. They are people who are like, they're just like you and I. They're down to earth people, but they have taken this strategy, this plan, this business model and vehicle, and they have created generational wealth, and they lay it out for you, and they show you step by step how they did it. And you're going to get that for free. It's like an hour and a half worth, jam-packed worth of just phenomenal information. And if you go in the next 48 hours into the platform, you're going to get access to that call.
Stretch your vision. None of these people in this call came from wealth. They built their own legacy, and that's what we are doing. And so if you feel the call, because it's all about a feeling, honor your heart, honor your soul, and go check it out. What the hell do you have to lose? All right. That's all I've got. Do you have it? You want to close at all, CJ? Anything you want to say?
I just want to say, if you're feeling the nudge, if you have those little hairs on the back of your head or those goosebumps on your arm, do it. You have nothing to lose. You have everything to gain. And there's too many times where we talk ourselves out of stuff. And then 6 months from now, we're like, oh, I wish I could have. I wish I would have, could have, should have. Don't be that person. If you're feeling that nudge in your heart and that tug, and there's just something that's electrifying around you and you feel it, just do it, because you have nothing to lose. Literally, it's less than the price of a pizza to go in and check it out, and it could change your absolute life. It's been life changing. So just do it. Don't second guess, just jump.
Absolutely. Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
I'm not going to say anything.